Some medicine, my lord? I have salves, potions, anything you need.
Stop bothering me, urchin, or you'll feel the back of my hand.
You must consider your health, my prince. If a show of force is needed to keep the Dalmex at bay, you may trust in your dragoons. I beg you to call on Bahamut only as a last resort. His strength comes at too great a cost.
The Empire agreed to an armistice with the Republic, and yet the Emperor still plots its ruin. For now, the Dalmex suspect nothing, and as long as I can hold their gaze, war need not be inevitable. But more than that, Bahamut is the champion of the Empire. When our people look to the heavens, the sight of him gives them hope. Forgive me, Terence. Would that you were my master. But alas.
I will always be your loyal servant.
Should the Council's brazen maneuvering prompt the Republic to tear up their own treaty and launch a new assault, our soldiers would advance to meet them, cutting across the Central Isles, but not in time to prevent their forces from breaching the southern defenses and storming Twinside. And so the capital would become a battlefield. Thousands of innocents would die. I cannot allow that to happen.
There is one small mercy, at least. You will not be forced to do battle with Titan.
Would that I could avoid doing battle at all.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
What is it?
Olivier has been made Emperor. What is the meaning of this? My father's orders. What were they? Quickly!
Yes, Your Highness. His Radiance requests that Your Highness maintain position here and...
Ah! Terence.
Yes, my prince.
I must go to the palace.
I'll ready your steed.
What is it now?
Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness.
I know you.
At ease.
We stand in the presence of the Phoenix. You wouldn't want to get your fingers burned.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. Though I admit, I did not expect such a distinguished guest.
How many years has it been since the Remembrance ceremony? 20?
I thought you long dead. Do I address a ghost?
Many have told me that I look like one. But no. I'm alive. Just. Prince Dion of the House Lesage, I have a tale to tell you.
I'd better give Otto the good news.
What ways
What became of Kupka? Why haven't we heard anything?
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movement since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
The conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. the Canvarian War of Independence in 849, the Battle of the Twin Realms in 865, the Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed Standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Well,
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true.
Good. Well, don't just stand there gawping. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You got out else? I'll be thankful you got that much. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
Blackthorn.
What is it?
I wanted to tell you.
I'm to ring you.
I'll try to live up.
do you need?
A bloody riddance. Mine included.
So, what'll it be? Should last you a good while. No scratches, right? That it? Fine.
Is it business or pleasure? I'll be thankful you got that much. You got out else? Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Ah, Clive. Have you...
No.
And with good reason, children. There shall be no lessons today.
All right, brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken. Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell, I need to know what he is.
Alas. No. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact.
But I saw him.
I don't doubt that, alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do...
Thank you. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
You barely sat down since you came home.
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she?
No. She was...
Ah, but you ain't I can think of plenty of friends back at the old heart, not least of all Sid. Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
It hasn't been
Cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
It's no joke. Drake's fang is gone.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
If I don't come up with something soon.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that. I've got to get this thermal display...
So... and this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world... Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood. Which is where... I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running... I'll come and see my dad, though.
Is there...
Good old Clive. All right, first things first. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, the helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of...
Probably best to take it...
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything. I've got the designs and the list. Show these to Blackthorn.
I can't make head nor tail.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I think Mid might need some help
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Go on, then.
She said you would...
Kriegers. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, and I'll need it. Get Gavin-Otto in here.
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave.
And, what is...
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. That means an alloy, which is where you lot come in. I need... Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can... As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock.
Well, one of us should probably give you...
And the other can go...
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with. Going after this. Which one of these?
Gav.
All right, then. So,
There's a river that runs through the
southern reaches of... I'll go and scout the place out.
All right.
While you're off having a paddle.
You two, eh?
Fleece me.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav? Sorry to keep you
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over it, but if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Well, says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn.
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust.
We should go out on maneuvers or be sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that
Excellent.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material...
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin. What's the name back there, Ulgi?
What's her name?
Oh, Sid.
Yes.
I'll show you the... Here you see the mithril engine, in which excess heat is dealt with by means of... Now, were we to rely on... In other words, the reactor would overheat. This is where the helm comes in. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far... And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune... Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter...
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. The thing is, well, It's no longer a matter of just walking in...
I see. Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and head...
Good day to you. But what about the curse?
Oh, there you are, Sid. The, ruins are...
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble.
Indeed. Well, don't...
All right.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena.
Excellent. Another job.
And just one
Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, But those things will still be which is why you need proper prison for the dragon's breath. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more? I need something light.
Well, if I were in need of I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? I've got all the details written. Can you take this to him?
Right away.
I think Mid might need some help.
Hippocrates.
For you, Clive?
Well, actually, it's for Mid this. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril? What are these?
She has some specific requirements for the material, yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight. As you can imagine,
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution.
Perhaps. It is not a different...
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away, and yet we have made a home here.
We have, but Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as Moon. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles...
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As I shall speak to them, if you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the knowledge of the past.
Thank you, Hop. And since you're asking others...
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need.
The other can assist me.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable. So, Clive, who will accompany you?
Very well. So then...
I have taken the
White chocobo. Are you sure this list is... I would have thought the ingredients...
Though these items may... So much so, in fact, now, of course.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway.
I will.
You two enjoy.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has finally spread to the world.
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled. I won't have
Those Pepio nuts? Can have it.
How goes the hump?
I'm sure everything we need is... Why don't we split up and...
All right.
How about you? I'll find the other things we...
Up! You'll not find a bruised... Fresh cuts! Come and get them before they're gone.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes. Good day.
How the hell is anyone supposed to...
Oi, don't touch anything. Go on, take it.
If that's what you want. That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
All anyone ever wants.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic and... Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to some... But before we head back... Thank you for asking me to help you today.
It does. It's good to just being here. Reminds me, do you remember walking down Mark?
How could I forget? Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? Wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy?
There was, yeah. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in.
You're right.
Sorry. It's just... you're right. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose I need to give these ingredients to... I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Ugh, I'm never...
How's work on the shielding?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Taya, and now that we have all the ingredients, we may...
You can count on me. I've mixed...
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eye.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, could you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work.
Of course. Oh, and... Thank you.
It appears our work here... A shame. I was in... When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will be followed by a rigorous process of testing. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Arbok. Well... I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Mid might need some help.
Sorry to keep you, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the...
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Hippocrates is supervising the construction.
Brilliant.
Thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt through the Black Hammer.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not...
Displacement stack.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some press.
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of sun... That's what she was meant to be. You see, but now she's so close to being finished. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to. I want people to sail aboard in a world where we're not just trying to...
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, sod our plans, I'm trusting in you.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's...
He'd be proud of you.
You,
I was.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up for.
All right.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right, Clive. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins, has she? I swear. That no excuses now.
Not quite.
She said that.
She.
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be halfway to Canva.
Mid.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. You in a hurry at all, are ya? Got some... But anyway, I was on my way up. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said...
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well...
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just...
Well, but next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to...
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, just like when we built this...
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it?
Gav will be leaving with me.
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the other...
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. As slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you. But we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader. Assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go? With them? Oh, thanks, Nan!
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal help. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today. How nice. They have a hideaway of their own. And if you have pay the toll.
We've done the Republic a service. I see the Dalnecs lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least.
The path continues on the other side. So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father, I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.